So I just wanted to get on here and just kind of make a raw video on, well, maybe a few cuts. I don't know what it'll be like. But I wanted to talk about the new reality of social media in my eyes and just kind of what I've been seeing trending, and what's kind of working, not just social media, but online business in general. Um, because I think there is a big shift happening, and people have been talking about it, but I don't know if it's being realized. And what I saw the other day kind of cemented this in my brain, and that was when I saw Alex Hermosi investing in School, which is a platform that is owned by the legendary Sam Ovens. Sam Ovens is probably the number one reason why I ever started anything when it comes to online business. If you want to check out probably the highest value business and almost business psychology videos on the internet, go to Sam Ovens' YouTube channel. Sam Ovens back in the day was like my idol back in, and this isn't even like that long ago, it's probably like 3 years ago, 2020. When I first started watching his videos on YouTube, the amount of value and everything was just unbelievable. And since then, he's evolved and he's now got his own software company called School.com, which is what I just mentioned that Alex Hermosi invested in. And School primarily focuses on building online communities and then monetizing those communities. Very, very simple business model, but it's so popular right now. And I don't really see it as a trend. Like, Sam's been doing School.com, I think, since like 2020, and it's just been getting more and more and more popular. So if you've just been informed about School.com through what Alex Hermosi posted on his Instagram, it's not really a new platform, but 2023 and now we're in 2024 is kind of when it's started to take off. And it's thanks to a few info product offers that I've noticed. I get DMs from people almost every single day saying, "Hey, Dane, you want to monetize your Instagram? I'll build a community for you." There's one really big offer right now on School.com that's driving a lot of traffic to School.com because of the business model itself. But I think on top of that, it's just a very, very cemented, solid business model, that just resonates with people who are, especially like Gen Z, who don't want to pay a big lump sum for an online course, right? When they sign up for some $997 offer, $1497, $2,000 offer. I just don't think Gen Z has that money these days, especially in the economy that we're in right now. It's just not realistic, I don't think. And I've noticed it even with my online offer, which is an online course. I sell an online course about publishing books online, that I'm not even sure if I want to keep selling that course. I might make a huge drastic change in that area of my business. And don't get me wrong, that course still sells. It's a great cash flow generator for me. But I think with the way that things are trending now, it looks like online business is turning more into a monthly subscription software community dominated space. And I think it's important that we realize that. And my other point that I wanted to get into is, in order to build those communities and actually have a successful business, usually there is a face to that community. It's not like, well, there can be multiple people, don't get me wrong, but most of the time it's going to be one singular face that everyone's kind of following and they're joining that community. Okay. And I like to think of communities in School kind of like the online business paid community, equivalent to like the OnlyFans stuff that's going on, right? Like, that's extremely popular. But if you look at online business, School is kind of like the OnlyFans of online business. Okay. For people who are selling educational offers, if that makes sense. One area where I see School limited is that it kind of focuses on education, which is good. Like, I like that it's in that niche. So if you're someone who's selling a course, School.com and creating a community on there is probably the best way to go about it. Okay, it's education focused. I wish there was a platform that was kind of more networking or fitness, all in one kind of self-help community, rather than just educational platform. And I get it, self-help is education, but I don't know. It feels like, and it is called school.com. It feels like you're in a classroom when you're on school.com, and it kind of feels like Facebook, which two things I'm not a huge fan of. And don't get me wrong, I love the concept and I think it's perfect for info offers, but I feel like it's limiting for other offers, and I could be wrong. But that's just from my limited due diligence that I've done on their website. But as I was saying, the other thing I'm noticing is that there's a face, right, when it comes to these communities. And I'm seeing on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube and Instagram probably primarily, maybe even TikTok, that the most successful online businesses slash communities are ran by people that are embracing being real over the traditional social media presence, if that makes sense. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm seeing YouTube videos that are doing extremely well and are resonating with people because the person making the video is being vulnerable, right? They're being real. They're talking about their losses. They're talking about the reality of what it's like being an online business. And I can talk about that all day long, and I will talk about it later on. But that's what I'm seeing is really turning into the popular thing. It's not really the fabricated, planned out, scripted videos that were doing so well at the start of 2023. And this is obviously from my limited intake of social media and YouTube, but I'm just seeing the new reality is being real. And I feel like that is what is going to take off and what is going to do well for a lot of people in 2024. And I'm kind of doing the same thing with this video right now. I'm just talking, right? I want it to be like we're on a Zoom call and I'm just kind of talking back and forth with you. Because personally, I'm kind of tired of, I don't even know what to call it, but watching videos that just seem so fabricated and planned out. I like watching videos from a person who's being real, vulnerable, sharing their losses, sharing what it's actually like to be them in their position, and not like constantly putting them on a pedestal, right? Because that's what these planned out videos do, for me at least, is I watch the video and I put the person on a pedestal above me. Psychologically, that can hurt how you go about your day-to-day life and your business. So I love when I see someone who's being real and I can relate to them. And I think that is the ultimate selling point. If you're trying to actually sell a community, an online course, whatever, I think in 2024, the people who are going to do the best are going to be the people being real with a camera. Okay. Not the people who are kind of fabricating their videos, pre-planning them out, constantly telling you how much money they're making. And don't get me wrong, I'm being so hypocritical right now because you can go to my other channel, my publishing channel, and you can see I've done the exact same thing. So I'm not saying that I'm like better than these people. I have made the mistake of doing like income reports, saying how much money I make, trying to sell an online course based on money rather than what the online course is actually teaching you to do, right? And I feel like that just doesn't work anymore. And don't get me wrong, I'm not just stopping doing that because it doesn't work anymore. I personally feel like that's just not the best way to go about it anymore at all. So in 2024, I want to basically change that approach when it comes to my YouTube channel and my social media presence, and just make things more real. Because I think the way to build a solid following, a loyal following, is to just act like you're a bunch of friends in a group and you're helping one another achieve one particular goal, which is the main goal of that community, that group. So I see that being the big thing this year. The new reality is being real. That's kind of what that's what I'm going to coin right now. But like for me, even someone who doesn't have, I'm self-employed. I have my own online business. And it's not always just riding the high life, catching private jets, going to exotic locations, working on my laptop from a beach. That's like maybe, like, don't get me wrong, I do not fly private. I do not have enough money for that. But like just the general, I guess, consensus of what it's like to be an online entrepreneur these days. That makes up maybe 2 to 3% of my life. So what you see on social media from myself included and all these other people that are promoting that lifestyle probably makes up like 2 to 5. Maybe some of them are actually living like that. Like maybe very low percentage who are making just an absolute killing online are actually doing that. But I know from me, personal experience, I am in my office here 99% of the time, sitting at my computer alone or doing calls, working on the few businesses that I have, right? That's just my life. And I just want to be real about that with people who follow me so that they don't think that what I do isn't attainable, because it's totally attainable. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I work hard. I do my work. I make to-do lists. I get things done. Okay. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. But if you're willing to do that kind of thing and actually focus on one goal, one business, and try to turn it into reality, you can 100% live the same way that I do. And I'm not saying that I live the best life. There's obviously people who are making way more money than me, that are actually catching private jets and all that stuff. But the reality of it is, like, I'm sitting here, I have a few online businesses. Every month they bring in 10 to 20K, maybe 30K if I have a really good month. Sometimes they make nothing. Sometimes I don't profit at all in a month, right? I'll be in the negative. Okay, that's just what business is. And I just want to be more real about that. And I think that's the way that not just myself, but other people are going to resonate with their following in 2024 and beyond. I think it's just being real and being approachable, being vulnerable, showing your ups, showing your downs, and just kind of being like a friend online that you go and watch their videos, right? I think that is the consensus of what is going to do well this year. So I want to be more real in my videos. I'm going to talk to the camera like this. I've been talking for 12 minutes so far here, and I've just been kind of rambling, but I think I just want to be more vulnerable, more real, and more approachable, right? So yeah, that is what online business is. That is the reality of what I'm doing right now. And I want to, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I want to take where I'm at right now and scale it this year. I'd love for my online businesses to all together be earning me 100K, 200K per month collectively every single month, right? And that's a goal that I want to have. But I don't want to lie to you guys and tell you that's what I'm doing every single month. If I say my business is earning 10K per month, I'm hoping that I've made that 10K for the past 8 months, and it's not just like, oh, just this past month I had a total outlier and I made 10 grand, so therefore I make 10K per month, right? That's not, it's not what it is anymore. And I've said things like that in the past, and I wish I didn't, but you learn and you get more wise as you grow older. But for me right now, like I said, sometimes I have a good month, 10K. Sometimes I have a bad month, minus 5K, minus 20K. I've had months like that. When you add up all the numbers from all my businesses, it happens. And that is just the reality of being real, right? So I just want to make this video to come at you guys with something that's more raw, vulnerable, and just more relatable for you as a viewer, because I'm no different than you are, right? I just live in an apartment. I work in this office every single day. Sometimes I'll go out. I mean, maybe it sounds depressing, but that's how I work. That's what works best for me. That's what allows me to have a business that does decent on some months, and some months, sometimes it doesn't work, right? That's just what it's like. So not always living the high life, but I think to wrap this video up, it's just in 2024, as someone who is doing those numbers on a month-to-month basis, I think for me to do better, and what other people are going to start doing, what you're going to see start trending, is just videos where they're talking to the camera like I am right now, like we're on a Zoom call, being more real, being more relatable, being more vulnerable, and focusing on building community, a loyal following, and just kind of taking it from there. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. I didn't plan for this video. I just had a topic in my mind. So if it's all over the place, that's why. But anyways, I'm just going to wrap it up here. I could go on forever, but I think that's probably good for this video. I just want to kind of talk come at you from a raw, uncut perspective. And yeah, I'm going to plan on making more of these videos, maybe driving in my car, talking to you guys, getting coffee, just hanging out. Because I think the era of insanely edited videos, and don't get me wrong, they still work really well, but the era of like fast-paced cuts, edits, I do it on Instagram, don't get me wrong, but on YouTube, like having subtitles and music and all this editing and this like a green screen, all that stuff. For me, as a 24-year-old turning 25 in 1 month, that kind of thing just doesn't resonate with me. Maybe it resonates with like 16 or 17-year-olds, but for me, it's like, I can't sit through a video like that. I get a headache. So yeah, I'm going to keep things simple. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you want to hear from me moving forward. If you like this style of video or if you hate it, I am totally open to criticism. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this one. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.